And it was a single serving, like in a plastic box or something?
Yeah, just a little, like, guy to try.
Oh, my gosh. Guy to try. I'm going to open up a dating app called Guy to Try.
I'm in. I'll be your first sign up.
Okay, great. Swipe right.
Welcome to the Snack Show with Jami Fallon.
We're just a couple gals snacking our way through life and talking about it.
Sipping and laughing and snacking and chatting.
Majors!
Food tastes better with funny friends.
I just laid the snack down is what I'm saying. Ooh.
This is your first time in a podcast studio?
Jamie, why in the HE double pretzel sticks did we start a podcast?
That's a great question that I don't remember the answer to. We all need victories every day in our life, whether it's crushing that goal that you've been working at trying to hit, finishing a marathon, which Fallon did last weekend, or closing that deal at work. We just all need a win sometimes.
And we all know snacks are an important part of our day because they give us that energy we need to achieve those victories. Now Grab the Gold wants you to know that you do have what it takes to win, snackers.
So for the past 30 years, Grab the Gold has helped millions of people with products that are made from simple, honest ingredients because you have more important things to worry about. We know that you're capable of greatness, and we want to help you achieve it.
All right, snackers, we want you to go to grabthegold.com and use code SNACK25 for 25% off your first order. Set yourself up for success and grab the gold every day. So what are you waiting for? Let's start winning.
Woohoo!
Happy Cinco de Mayo! Almost. We are a week away.
Have you seen the meme where it is a jar of mayonnaise in a sink and it says Happy Cinco de Mayo?
No, but that is dumb.
And it makes me laugh every single time.
That is dumb.
And I posted it a few years ago and someone was like, I don't get it. And I was like,
that's even dumber.
Sink of mayo?
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo? Hello?
People can't be helped.
I mean, I am blonde, but even I got that one. So.
Speaking of dummies, do we know the history of Cinco de Mayo?
No, but our pod historian, I think, is going to tell us. Put us in our place.
Exactly, because most people think it is Independence Day of Mexico. Wrong-o. Let's stop there. Get that out of your brain, people. Out. Mexico.
Really? Cinco de Mayo is just a day to drink margaritas and eat Mexican food, like in a celebratory way where I would do any day of the year.
In the United States.
Exactly.
But
yes.
if we want to be honoring to our Mexican neighbors, let's talk about what it's really about. Okay. So Independence Day happened 50 years before Cinco de Mayo. So
50 years before
yes.
Cinco de Mayo?
So they're full into their independence. They are feeling good about it. So we're done celebrating that.
Will you tell us who are they independent from?
You wish I knew.
Okay.
You wish I knew.
I'm just trying to do some history.
Maybe Spain?
Here.
I don't know.
Okay.
I actually don't know that. But focusing on Cinco de Mayo, that is celebrating the Battle of Puebla, which is between France and Mexico. So kind of a backstory. Mexico had some payments they needed to send off to, I think, Spain, Britain, and France. And all of those countries came over to kind of force payment out of them to their governments.
Oh.
Mexico, Spain, Mexico, and Britain decided to have some talks about this and decided, hey, we can just talk this out. Okay, great. We're going to talk this out.
And France came in.
France came in and said, we are going to take this time to try to overtake you and build an empire.
Wow.
So Spain...
Spicy French people.
They really are. So Britain and Spain went back to their homeland and said, great, we'll figure out these payments later. France decided to go in hot and heavy. And in 1862... in 1862, there was a day-long battle called the Battle of Puebla. France came in with their big troops.
What part of Mexico is Puebla in?
I don't know. I did not look at the geography. Jamie, you have eyeballs. Okay, and fingertips to Google. So anyways, they had a day-long battle. France came in pretty hot and heavy thinking they were going to dominate. And they did not. They lost about 500 troops to Mexico's 100. And that day, Mexican conquered. So we celebrate that day as
okay. So then,
Cinco de Mayo.
Do we know how that day in Mexico transferred to the United States?
So at one point, the United States did help Mexico with the whole what's it called, Franco-Mexican War. So like between our allyship, we were able to win that war with them.
Because if that was 1862, we're in right. Are we in the thick of the Civil War?
It's right after the Civil War.
It is? I thought the Civil War ended in 1865.
I think it's right after the Civil War is what I believe.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we are celebrating because we are part of that later on, but honestly, I think we just used an excuse to drink, and we do.
Okay.
You would be surprised to hear that in Mexico, obviously they do honor that day, especially in the city of Puebla, but it's not like a national holiday that businesses close or anything. They're just like, yeah, that happened. That's something to remember, but we really take advantage.
The general consensus is that Americans take advantage of a lot of things that we want to deem Mexican in the food and drink and party realm that are not.
Yes. Let's talk about it.
Most of this episode, I'm just going to come in real hot with things that are actually not Mexican that we as Americans think are Mexican.
Love it.
Starting with margaritas.
Sure.
If you went to anywhere in Mexico that is not tourist friendly, you won't find a margarita on the menu.
Instead, you would find
they've got beer and the Paloma is like the closest.
Palomas are my favorite.
Not closest, but like a little more traditional Mexican.
And when I studied in Mexico, my favorite drink was the mixture of it was I'm blanking on it. Hold on. It was an apple flavored drink called Manzana, I believe. Manzana Lift is the name of it, which is kind of like a Coke.
Okay.
But it's like apple flavored.
Okay.
Mix that with whatever kind of liqueur you want. Mine obviously was tequila, and that was my go-to drink when I studied there.
It would actually be a liquor. I think a liqueur is a lighter version.
That's true. Excuse me.
Not a liqueur.
I was just trying to be fancy French, but you're right, liquor.
Interesting. I've never had that before. So yes, so I would say the foundation of Mexican food in America, if we're building like our own food pyramid of just Mexican food, would be margaritas at the big very bottom, and that is a lie.
Do you know where the margarita came from?
I do not.
Do you want me to share?
Please do.
So there's about 10 options of what people think is the origin story. My favorite was simply that a guy named Danny was a bartender at a hotel, and his girlfriend liked salt in her drink, and so he would always make this drink for her, and of course her name was
Margarita.
Exactly.
Oh man, Danny. Where was this hotel? Do we have any context?
Yeah, we do.
Because I think it'd be funny if it was like Duluth, Minnesota.
No. He's Mexican.
Oh,
yeah. This is in Mexico. I actually think it was in Puebla, Mexico. The same location as the Cinco de Mayo celebration.
Puebla is offering us a lot of folklore in America as far as what we base our Mexican history, foundation, all the things on.
Sure.
A few other things that are not Mexican, which here in the South, this one's going to be real spicy.
Okay.
Queso.
Yep. Let's hear more.
Basically, all dairy in food is not Mexican. They don't put cheese on their tacos. There's no sour cream.
Sure.
Queso is very, very American.
We would add the fat. That totally makes sense.
Yeah. And I don't love queso. That's a hot take.
How come?
I didn't eat it on the West Coast, like when you go into a Mexican restaurant, maybe more now, but I feel like as a kid, like that wasn't there's always just queso for everyone to order. And since I moved to the South, that is, people are like, let's go to Mexican food to get queso. And I'm like, what?
But have you tasted it now as an adult?
Yeah. And it's okay, but I don't love it.
What?
I don't hate it. I won't never eat it, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I want queso so bad right now. Honestly, if I'm
very surprised.
If I'm picking a dairy for my Mexican, it's sour cream.
Okay. That would be my last choice.
Well, we are on par.
Are we surprised?
Yeah, we're on par for our brand. When it's probably 15 years ago, I worked with a bunch of guys, and they were all married. So them, their wives, and me, we would all go to Mexican every Friday. We called it Fiesta Friday.
Love it.
Every single Friday, I would order a side of sour cream for my tacos. It never, ever, 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 ever came. It became the group joke of being like, order it and see if it comes. And I'd have to ask a second time.
I think you shared this on a previous episode.
I probably did. So anyways, sour cream and we try hard to work together.
Sure.
But no one wants us to be together ever.
I want you to be together. I want you to take my serving of sour cream.
They're keeping us apart
yourself.
like Romeo and Juliet. Me and sour cream.
Don't kill yourself over it.
Okay. I don't know. So if I was to pick, it's not queso, it's sour cream.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm coming in with some real hot takes.
That is a hot take. I prefer my queso with chorizo.
Oh, that does elevate a queso.
I mean, have you had the one at Superica?
Yes.
Oh,
My favorite is a restaurant called Bakersfield,
okay.
and their queso with chorizo is
So
real good.
Now, is it yellow queso or white queso?
White queso.
See, I prefer white queso as well.
If I'm having queso, definitely white over yellow.
Which I think that points to our elevated palate for nicer cheeses.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing is cheese is just not. I don't think about cheese that much.
Yeah, when I was younger, meaning like college age, post college, like early 20s, people loved their like nice cheeses. Like I had a friend named Whitney, and she has always been a huge cheese lover, like knowing all the names of like, this is goat cheese, this is brie, this is hard cheddar. And I was like, I don't know, Velveeta, Kraft. But
is it powdered or not? I don't know.
Right. What's the form? But as I've grown up, as I've matured, as a good cheese does, I really do love cheeses.
Gotten stinkier as a good cheese.
No, I don't like stinky cheeses. Don't like moldy cheeses, blue cheeses. Get out of my life. Give me some brie. Give me some chevre. Give me some Havarti. Have you had Havarti?
Yes.
Manchego. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I mean, cheese is okay, but it's not my thing.
hey, snackers, if you're anything like Jamie and I, you know the importance of eating healthy even though we love our snacks. We just don't always have time or willpower to cook with all the colors of the rainbow. But guess what? Organifi's superfood blends make it easy and enjoyable to add more variety and nutrition to your day.
These are delicious organic powders that you can add to water, stir with a spoon, and enjoy any time of the day for more energy, nutrition, hormone balance, and peace of mind. They are a great way to jumpstart your morning, energize your afternoon, or nourish your evening.
Organifi is a line of organic superfood blends that offer plant-based nutrition with high-quality ingredients. And guess what, Sugar Monster? It's less than 3 grams of sugar.
That is so great for me. There are 3 options to choose from. Green juice, which is great for the morning. It gets you all of the vitamins and antioxidants you're looking for. Red juice gives you energy. It is a berry mix for your afternoon. And then gold juice for the evening. It is an herbal tea that offers turmeric and ginger and helps with your immune health.
So we're going to invite you snackers to browse the Organifi shop at Organifi.com. That's Organifi.com. Get 20% off using promo code SNACKS at Organifi.com/snacks. Okay, what else do we claim as Mexican dishes that aren't?
Well, burritos.
Yeah.
Burritos actually started in California in the 1930s, which
feels right.
Feels very right. Flour tortillas.
Yeah, no. Corn.
I mean, I love a good flour tortilla, but it's not from Mexico.
Sure.
Beer with lime. Adding lime to a beer is apparently an American thing. It's not
I believe
something
it.
You do in Mexico.
Corona, you're leading us astray.
I know. I was going to make a COVID joke, and I'm going to keep that to myself.
That's okay. I was going to say when I was looking up the original margarita, it was actually with lemon juice, not lime juice. So there you go.
Yeah. Wonder if limes just don't maybe grow in Mexico. It's not a thing. I don't know.
I don't remember seeing one when I was down there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Crispy tacos, also not.
Okay.
So those hard crispy shells, I don't know the origins, but it's not Mexico.
Yep.
And lastly, churros.
Who came up with churros?
Spain.
Well,
Spain
thank
did.
you, Spain.
I know. Thank you, Spain. Man, a good churro. My first churro was at Disneyland.
You remember your first churro?
I do. It was at Disneyland because that's the only place I knew ever to get them when I was really little.
Sure.
So it was like the treat of going.
Did you dip anything in your churro?
No, you just get it straight up, and it's like they give you like a parchment paper to put around the part where your hand goes so you don't get all the cinnamon sugar.
I can't remember my first churro, but it might have been a cinnamon twist.
Again, your statements aren't statements. They're just
They are statements.
They're just
Are they true?
They're just
Who knows?
They're just a bunch. No, because your first churro isn't a cinnamon twist because a cinnamon twist isn't a churro.
Oh, let's ask Taco Bell.
Yeah, they call them cinnamon
if
twists.
Two
They don't call
churros had a baby, it could have been a cinnamon twist.
No, that is
cinnamon
An elephant ear is cinnamon and sugar. That doesn't make it a churro.
Maybe a churro and an elephant ear's baby is a cinnamon twist.
No.
Oh, I'm claiming it. Name it and claim it. Name
false
it
things. Just like your first cookie was a donut. Not a statement. That
is a statement. It is a statement. It doesn't mean it's true.
It's not a statement. It's just a bold-faced lie. Is really all it is. So those are some things that are not Mexican that we think are. Additionally, I would just like to point out that Tex-Mex isn't Mexican food.
Ooh.
And Americans think it is. It is a different genre all in of itself.
Okay, tell me more.
And it's not a bad genre.
Tell me more.
It's just not Mexican food.
Yeah.
It is Americanized.
It's Texans' version of Mexican.
Yeah, it's like, let's take some ideas of what Mexican food and then just make a whole different thing.
Mm-hmm. Which we don't hate it. We just can't claim it as Mexican.
I don't love Tex-Mex either.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it. I can't tell you right now what something would be that would be named Tex-Mex. Like I can't say
Queso for sure is in that.
Okay. Well, then I love Tex-Mex.
Okay, great. I love that. I love that for you. A lot of people
Great.
do. Chuy's is probably a really great what's the word? Not nationalized, but chain version of Tex-Mex.
Can't remember the last time I've been to a Chuy's.
Man, I will say that jalapeno ranchy dip stuff with their chips is real good. You know, I love a sauce though. It's always everything's better dipped in something else.
What you couldn't see is I was mouthing it along with you. Okay, can we talk about some foods that are Mexican actually that are delicious?
Yes.
So I studied there for 2 months. So some of my favorite foods, paella. My family made a delicious paella, so good. So if you're not aware, this was a seafood paella. So it's like a whole medley of different kind of seafoods with rice. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I don't know if they knew I appreciated it.
Is paella traditionally a Mexican food? Because I thought that was also from Spain.
Maybe it's Spanish. My Mexican family made it, and it was awesome. Let's see. Paella from where? You're right. It is Spain.
Okay.
But I guess my family in Mexico just appreciated it and liked it.
Great. So it's just a food a family made. It's not really traditional Mexican food.
Sure. My Mexican family made it, so I'm claiming it as
a Mexican
but it apparently is not. Okay, moving on. So they also made just delicious soups and salads. Like, it was very surprising, the foods that they made, that I came in with my own, expectations, and they just blew me away by like, actually, we just like soups and salads, which I appreciated because I'm a fan. Also tortas, which is their version of sandwiches. I got that every day in school for lunch. It was your just traditional. It wasn't like bread that we expect. It was more like
it's like puffy bread.
Yeah, it's like puffy. It's more like what you'd see at a bakery, not necessarily like in a plastic bag. And then it came with meat, mayonnaise, if you wanted to add cheese, and lettuce. And it was just my favorite. It was just such a simple treat. But tortas, so good. And then of course their candy.
Tell me more.
Candy equals chili powder down in Mexico, pretty much. From what, again, this is my experience. And the reason I love their candy so much is not because I ate it and thought it was delicious. I made my friend Jenny try all of it, and the chaos that ensued from eating chili powder candy was hilarious. Okay. Tears streaming down her face. I'm laughing, choking because I think it's the most funny thing. She's laughing and crying because she's actually choking from the chili powder. But memories were made, and here we are today.
I love that.
And then what else did I eat down there? Oh, I already shared with you my favorite manzana lift, and I think I actually had it with dark liquor, maybe like a bourbon or something at times.
I was gonna say, it feels like if it's a soda, it would need to be a darker, right, liquor for it to. Yeah.
I think I tried it a couple of different ways.
Okay.
It felt spicy. Yeah,
it tasted spicy, or you felt spicy for trying it?
Both.
Ways? Okay.
Both and.
Okay. We just needed to. We've defined spicy as a few different things.
Sure.
So was it like spicy on your tongue or spicy in your heart?
Spicy in my heart.
Okay, great.
Heart.
Okay, great.
And then obviously Mexican street corn.
Oh, Mexican street corn.
Okay, how have you had it?
Well, I've had it several ways, but I was living out in Los Angeles my freshman year of college.
Okay.
And there was this little Mexican man who would had a little push cart that like you would have traditionally like ice cream in.
Yeah.
But he had a Mexican street corn little stand. And so for $1, you got a whole ear of corn on like on a spear so you could hold it.
Yeah.
And it had butter, chili powder, Parmesan cheese, and something else. Maybe a cheese? No, that was Parmesan. Anyways, I was poor, so for $1 I'd get one. I'd eat that whole ear of corn, and that was my dinner. It wasn't, the most nutritional palate, but it was so freaking good.
So good. Okay, the way I've had it is also in Mexico, but it was super, super simple. The ear of corn on a stick, like you said, mayonnaise as the base.
Oh, mayonnaise was ours, yes.
Parmesan, and then a little squirt of lemon. Well, now I'm questioning if it was lemon or lime juice. One of the juices.
No, but no chili powder?
No chili powder on mine. I might have, maybe they had an option and I probably said
no.
nah.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think ours was mayonnaise, not butter. I think you're right. Yeah. Man, I freaking loved that so much.
Good.
I mean, the guy would come walking down the street, and my friend and I, in our adult ages, would run out like it was the ice cream truck. Every day.
So good.
Like
I would
gathering our coins around the house. Like, can you put $1 together? Do you have $1? Let's find $1.
I love it so much. Okay, can I give you a modern recipe for street corn that I think you will love? So shout out to my friend Carrie, and she makes this, and it is so good. I can't even tell you. So it's off the ear. So picture a bag of frozen corn. You put it into a skillet and kind of saute it a little bit. You're going to add Duke's mayo.
Oh, love Duke.
You're going to add cotija cheese. Cotija, however you say it. Lime juice. And then like a punch of cayenne pepper. Girl, it is so good.
Trader Joe's has a frozen bag that's almost exactly that.
Well,
but
it's much better homemade.
The cheese is separate, and I don't add the cheese.
And they don't have Duke's mayo in there, which is the piece de resistance in my opinion.
That is true. That is true.
So yeah, I think you should try it sometime, and I think you would love it.
Okay, I will. I mean, I love Mexican street corn.
I know, right?
What I also love that's a traditional Mexican meal, chilaquiles.
Tell me more.
Okay, it is. It's eggs.
It's a breakfast item.
Yes, but people eat it all day long.
Okay,
but it is eggs, tortillas, cheese, and salsa is sort of like the base, and then people will add whatever you want. But man, chilaquiles is so good. Also, things I love.
Yes, give me more.
Ceviche.
Oh, is that the?
It's seafood.
Oh, okay. I don't know why, but ceviche and gazpacho mixed up all the time.
Okay. Those are very different things.
Gazpacho is cold soup, correct?
Yes.
Got it.
Ceviche is usually like a shrimp. And then there's kind of like pico items in there. Tomato, cilantro, all the things.
Yep.
Onions. And then lemon or lime juice, because that cooks the shrimp. And so you let it they let it marinate and whatever sit forever. And it is so good. I will try that. I love a ceviche. I love tostada ceviche. So it's just a little like a taco sized tortilla tostada, and crunchy, and then the ceviche on top. And I love to add Cholula to the top of it. Cholula is like a sweet hot sauce.
Someone told me Red Hot was the same.
No.
That there's a sweetness to it.
Kind of, but Cholula is a little different.
Okay.
But I love Cholula so much. I would add it to everything. I add it to pizza. I add it to Mexican food. I add it to just all the things.
You add it to your tongue.
I do. I add it to my heart. I add it to everything. I also, in the seafood, I love a good fish taco.
We do love a good fish taco. And what's our favorite in Nashville?
Chili burrito.
Yes.
Because it is a grilled fish taco.
Or if you prefer the breaded, you can as well.
I don't prefer fish sticks in my tacos. Hot take.
Well,
because fried fish is not a traditional Mexican thing, a fish stick. That is another hot take, is that most places in the United States, especially in the South, their fish tacos are fried. None of that. Throw it out the window. If I wanted a fish stick,
for you.
I'd go get a fish stick.
And more for me.
So, grilled fish tacos, love it so much. Love a shrimp taco, love a fish taco.
We also love a good deal, and at Chili Burrito on Tuesdays, it's Fish Taco Tuesdays.
2 fish tacos, chips, and a drink.
For like $8.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, so
Speaking
good.
of drinks, horchata. Thoughts?
I don't love horchata.
Oh, I love horchata
because
so
it's
much.
Rice and milk, right?
Yes, and cinnamon.
Yeah, it's not my fave.
It's rice milk. It's not rice and milk.
Oh, got it. Rice milk.
Yeah. And cinnamon, and it is creamy, and it is delicious, and I love it so much. And
can you get horchata flavored? Or is it just one thing? You just get horchata.
Typically, you just order it as is. I'm sure that exists somewhere. I've never seen it, but
interesting.
Our good friend Annie F. Downs and I used to go to a restaurant in Nashville called Baja Burrito a lot.
Sure.
Which is very great. And I would always get the horchata. And she used to say I'm the only person that was drinking horchata. I'm like, it can't be true. They wouldn't make a whole batch of it every day if I'm the only person ordering it.
Okay, Nashvillians, hear that. Visit us on our Instagram. If you've had horchata, let us know.
Yes, please tell us that you love horchata, just like I do. Also, I've been burying the lead. What I really should have started this podcast with is that this episode is a love letter to nachos.
It's true.
Nachos are everything.
They are.
I'm going to say it one more time. Nachos are everything.
But they definitely aren't Mexican.
No, they're not at all.
Or probably Spanish.
But the elements of the nachos are.
They're a little nod, a little tip of the hat.
Yeah,
possibly.
I freaking love nachos. I think about them more than I should as a person. But there's just so many endless options. And again, it fits into my spirit of everything's better dipped in something else. So you have a chip, and then every time you dip it, am I getting chicken on this one? Am I getting salsa on this one? Am I getting black olives on this one?
It's a little grab bag of snacky foods.
It's just like it's like a Mexican trail mix.
But not. Let's be loud and clear. It is not Mexican.
Yes, it is Mexican-esque trail mix.
Yes. Maybe the Tex-Mex trail mix, could we possibly say?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about one of our favorite things.
Okay.
We call it different names, but the love is there for the same thing. You'd call it nacho table. I call it taco table. So you friends, picture this. You're going to take a table. You're going to take some aluminum foil and cover that table.
Parchment paper is a better choice is what I learned, so that if you accidentally scoop it up, you're not getting metal in your mouth. So parchment paper.
Okay, how hard are you scraping a piece of chip to get metal in your mouth?
Okay,
if you are an aggressive person, use parchment paper. If you're a normal human being, aluminum paper, aluminum foil is just fine.
So easily, and you just don't want to get a weird
I've never had a taco table that's had a ripped aluminum foil.
I'm just trying to
Your party, your choice.
I'm just trying to troubleshoot.
Sure. Okay, so you're going to cover your table either in parchment paper or in aluminum foil. Then you're going to take your bag of tortilla chips and spread those chips all over. You can stop me at any time if you do a different maneuver.
Well, I like to leave the center open.
You can do that, of course.
To be able to set things down inside the center.
Sure.
So chips don't cover the whole table. They sort of align the rim.
Sure. But of course, your table, your choice.
Yes.
So after that, you take the meat, which should be hot off the skillet, and you're going to pour it all over those nacho chips. Then you're going to take the cheese, because you want to melt it right away.
Queso, yeah.
Or the queso.
Whatever.
And you're going to sprinkle it or drizzle it all over the top of those meaty nachos now. And then you can decide kind of as a group, do we have a couple toppings that we can say yes is a consensus and we can just put them directly on? Or
the bowl in the center with all of your options.
Or make piles. So like I don't love tomatoes. So I'm like, hey, can we keep the tomatoes in a bowl? Versus putting them all over the nachos.
Jalapenos are a hot take. Some people love, some people do not. Things like that.
And then you all sit around the table and you just start eating at your place.
And all of the nachos aren't a tall pile, because that's one of my feelings about nachos is if you're gonna have like a tall stack of nachos, you have to layer those items in there so that it's not just mass chips and then you eat the top layer with all the stuff on it, and then you just have a bunch of bare chips left.
Right. That actually happened to me last night. I made some nachos just in the microwave. I made it way too high.
Oh, man.
Too high.
It's so disappointing when all of a sudden the chips are just like left alone.
Do you ever do like cheese chips?
That's what I just said. You have to layer it if it's tall. Okay. And so the table nachos keeps it low. A low profile so that all chips get equal access to
all chips created equal.
All chips get to be part of the party.
Okay, love it. So yeah, try taco table or nacho table at your next party and it'll be a hit. Best part about it?
I don't know.
The cleanup.
Oh,
yeah. You just roll that parchment paper or that aluminum foil right up, throw it in the trash, no dishes needed.
Yeah. It's a really fun experience.
How fun is it, Jamie?
The most fun?
It's much fun to have it at your birthday party.
Oh, you just said how much fun is it? I didn't know.
I know. I thought maybe you'd be like, to have it at your birthday party.
No, sorry.
I tried to give you the eyes to answer that. I think we covered most things, huh?
Yeah, I've covered a lot of my love of Mexican food.
Okay, great.
And Mexican adjacent is what we'll call it here in America.
We're just nodding to our friends to the south is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Let's celebrate our Mexican friends.
Let's do it. Okay, happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Cheers to you.
Happy Cinco of Mayo.
dumb.
Are we doing...
Of course.
Well,
It wouldn't be an episode without it.
You just ended it like we were out, and I didn't know if I was supposed to say I'll eat more snacks before then, or if I had a snack of the week.
No,
I just didn't even know.
I always want to know what your snack of the week is.
Okay, well, I'd like you to go first. What is your snack of the week?
Sure. So my snack of the week is, have you had a ranch water?
I have had a ranch water.
Okay, so it has been my snack of last weekend. So I'm kind of excited about it. I have some more in the fridge.
You're new to the ranch.
I'm new to the ranch. Well, I've had it before and I kind of forgot about it. And then I had a little girls' cabin weekend and they reintroduced me to it. And I was like, ranch water is so good.
It is so good.
Obviously, you can make your own at home, which would be club soda, tequila, lime.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
There are now companies called ranch water that actually add some flavoring to it. So the ones I had a flavoring of prickly pear, which was really exciting.
Look at us. We had prickly pear in Phoenix.
I know. I wanted to carry on the tradition. And then I think there was one that was literally called spicy.
Oh, yeah.
Did I even look at it? No. I'm surprised you're saying no.
I like spicy foods. I do not like spicy beverages.
Oh, okay.
You keep that jalapeno out of my
So
margarita.
no spicy margarita.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, good to know.
Not even a option. An option. I know
An
grammar.
option. Sure.
Not
and it's popping into my brain, a little margarita adjace. Have you ever had mezcal?
I don't like it.
Okay, it is polarizing. People either love it or hate it. I love mezcal. That little smoky flavor in my margarita.
No.
Yum, yum,
Yeah,
yum.
no, gross. Get it out of my life.
It kind of makes me feel a little tough.
Also, with ranch water, most of my friends that really love it use Topo Chico specifically, not just club soda.
Sounds bougie and I like it.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's a club soda-esque thing in a glass bottle.
I also, my friend Laura is a big fan of ranch waters. Her and her husband make them at home. And we were talking about how adding LaCroix coconut would be a really fun little splash to it.
Ooh, my favorite thing to partner with LaCroix coconut is Malibu rum.
That would make sense.
And it's coconut on coconut
Yeah.
on coconut.
And people that hate LaCroix coconut because it tastes like sunscreen would hate that Malibu mixture.
Yeah. It's like sunscreen squared.
Yes, exactly. Okay, what's your snack of the week, Jamie?
So I was at Publix, just a grocery store.
Yep.
And they, in their dessert section, was just kind of perusing, seeing what my options were. They had little
Sure.
tiny pies.
Were
They
you
had-
looking for Bluebell cookie two-step?
No, I wasn't. I was just looking to see what kind of cakes and frosting. You know, I
Oh,
love
okay,
a good
got it.
frosting. They have, it is 2 small chocolate chip cookies with buttercream frosting in the middle, and half of it's dipped in chocolate.
What?
And I don't know what to call it other than like this public cookie sandwich, a cookie Sammy. But let me tell you how it blessed my life.
Tell me more.
A cookie and frosting. That's it. That's all I needed to know.
Oh, sure.
And so it's not like it's an ice cream sandwich. It doesn't have to be cold.
Right.
But I love a good
But
buttercream.
then they went with the extra credit and dipped it in chocolate.
Just half of it dipped in chocolate.
Oh, well, of course, so you can have a holder.
Uh-huh. So anyways, delicious.
Was it soft cookies or crunchy cookies?
Somewhere in the middle. It wasn't super crunchy, but it wasn't like a soft, because it kind of has to be sturdy enough that it won't fall apart.
Sure. And it was a single serving, like in a plastic box or something?
Yeah, just a little like guy to try.
Oh my gosh. Guy to try. I'm going to open up a dating app called Guy to Try.
I'm in. I'll be your first sign up.
Okay, great. Swipe right.
Thank you for listening to The Snack Show with Jami Fallon.
And y'all, you know, the best way you could support our show, if you wouldn't mind just taking 2 seconds to jump over to your podcast app. Actually, you should be on it right now if you're listening. Would you go ahead and leave us a rating and review? Let us know your thoughts on the show. We'd love to hear from you.
And while you're over there, make sure to subscribe. That way, every Friday when a new episode comes out, it will pop up just for you.
And if you would, come follow us over on Instagram. We're at The Snack Show Pod. We take the conversations we have in the podcast and we continue them on Instagram, and we want to hear from you. So make sure you're following us at The Snack Show Pod.
Come over and talk to us. We got to know who's on each of our sides.
That's true.
It's
Team
fine.
Fallon,
Team Jamie.
here we go.